Good morning and thank you for watching, whoever you are. Welcome to the show. My name is Dan, and let me give a little explanation because I don't know who's going to watch this. I have 1,100 videos on my YouTube channel. I've had this channel for well over 16 years, and I do a lot of hiking on there, a lot of music videos, and I know that draws different crowds, and maybe this one will too. If you watch my hiking videos, you maybe won't watch this. If you watch my music videos, you won't watch this. So I don't know if this is for any tourists that come to Cuernavaca, either foreign, which there are not too many. Cuernavaca is not an international destination. It doesn't really draw too many foreigners. A lot of Chilangos, people from Mexico City and maybe other parts of Mexico. And I apologize. I shouldn't apologize. I was going to say I apologize for speaking in English. But, you know, for what I want to say, I'm not comfortable with my level of Spanish to say everything. So I hope somebody can learn something from this video if you're planning on coming to Cuernavaca. What I'm going to do is I'm walking now. I left my house. I've been walking for about, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm walking to Cuernavaca Centro, El Centro, which is the downtown Cuernavaca. And I'm going to show some of my personal favorite places that I like to go. Not necessarily touristy places, and not places maybe that will appeal to everybody. But the reason I'm doing this is because a couple of reasons. One, tomorrow is my 16-year anniversary of living in Mexico, so that, you know, that's on my mind. And I've obviously learned a lot about Cuernavaca and done a lot of things, had a lot of experiences, good and bad, living in Cuernavaca or in Mexico. And two, I did have plans for today, but they fell through. And instead of sitting around my house doing nothing, I wanted to get out and do something. As I mentioned, I do a lot of hiking videos. The hikes have been on pause for about a month or 5 weeks now because my hiking friend is on an extended vacation. He's away for about 6 weeks. So the hikes have been paused for some time. So again, I feel kind of bored. I want to get out and do something. And also I'm planning a trip. A big trip. I bought a plane ticket about 2 months ago. I'm not traveling until February 2023, but I bought the plane ticket in June to a very faraway land that I've never ever been before. And so I've been in the 2 months or so that I've been watching, since I booked my flight, I've been watching a lot of videos, maybe similar to what I'm doing today. I've watched videos of people doing similar things to the place that I'm going. And even though I've done these kind of videos before, walking around showing things, I don't think I've ever done one in Cuernavaca in 16 years living here. So I'm going to walk to El Centro. I'm going to show you my personal favorite restaurant in Cuernavaca, some other places that I like to go. I think I might stop up here at a place before El Centro. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit out of the way, but I think I'll go there. I am, for me, walking distance to El Centro, 45 or 50 minutes to get there. And obviously it's a nice day, as are 350 days a year here in Cuernavaca. Awesome weather. And what else can I say? Maybe I shouldn't say anything else because this is probably already 3 or 4 minutes. I think that's all. So welcome to my Cuernavaca tour. I'm not sure what neighborhood that was that I just walked through. I think it was Alta Vista or Alta Tension. I think Alta Vista. Everything here is Alta or Lomas, but I think that was Alta Vista. Not particularly nice. Not recommending it. Not you know, nothing to see there, but I have to walk through it to get to where I'm going from my house. Now, this place that I'm showing, this purple building, this was one of my favorite taquerias. This was called Los Chaporitos. They have, I think, 3 or 4 other locations around Cuernavaca. Not sure if they're still open, but they closed at some point during the pandemic, and I guess are gone for good, because it's been closed for as long as I can remember. Not sure if the closing was pandemic related, because things close in Cuernavaca all the time. Some businesses really just don't last at all, including, I could tell one story of one taqueria that was open one day, brand new, grand opening, and then they were never open again. So I'm not sure if this was pandemic related or what. There's Ruta 6, that's if I take the bus to El Centro, or almost anywhere, that's the ruta, the bus that I take. But, so I'm not sure if the other Chaporitos, 3 or 4 locations around Cuernavaca have closed, but this one is gone for good. Too bad, because it was one of my favorites. Coming up to this baseball stadium, this is in a part of Cuernavaca called La Carolina. Very bad reputation. This is considered one of the worst or most dangerous neighborhoods in Cuernavaca. For as long as I've lived here, I've always heard that. I don't know if that's really true. I think a lot of people here, they really put a lot of stock into rumors and things like "I heard," blah blah blah. So I try not to do that, but for as long as I've lived here, I've heard that La Carolina has a bad reputation. I've walked through here countless times. I've never had a problem. It doesn't seem, I mean, it's not particularly nice. It's kind of charming, I would say, but I've never felt that it's dangerous. But who knows, maybe there are a lot of robberies here, or I don't know if they steal cars, but here it is. So this is La Carolina, and there's the baseball stadium. It's called Miguel Aleman or Miguel Vasquez, something like that. Unidad Deportiva Miguel Aleman Valdez. That's what it is. This is called Pantheon La Leona. This is a cemetery. As far as I know, this is the largest cemetery in Cuernavaca, and it's obviously very big and very famous. There are flower shops right beside it, so people can buy flowers and go lay them on the graves. It's also been closed during the pandemic, and I think it still is. If it's not, I'll go in, but I'm pretty sure it's still closed. Yeah, the gate is closed. Es cerrado, ¿verdad?
¿Perdón?
Es cerrado?
No, está abierto.
¿Sí?
No puede pasar a grabar aquí.
Okay, well, he says I can't record in there, so there's no point going in. But I have been in there before, and it's actually pretty cool. Cemeteries in Cuernavaca or in Mexico, they're actually pretty cool to walk through. They're very different than the cemeteries that I know as a Canadian. And about this guy telling me you're not allowed to record, that would have to be a whole, that could be a whole other video of times that I've had people tell me that. There's no reason for them to say that. Well, I've had a lot of problems with that, and I have recorded in there before. But nice place. If it sounds strange to think of a cemetery as kind of a tourist attraction, but that one is, especially on Dia de Muertos on November 1st and 2nd. It's a very cool place to go. And here's Cuernavaca Centro here. There's no like skyscrapers or tall buildings or anything like that. There's no skyline of Cuernavaca, but there's a Woolworth, which maybe I'll show in the video later. And so I've still got a ways to go, but I'm going to make another stop momentarily. I mentioned at the beginning that I was going to take a little detour before I went to El Centro, a little bit out of the way, and that's where I am now. I'm in this colonia called Colonia San Anton. If you're a foreigner and you don't know what colonias are, they're basically neighborhoods. Every city, big or small, is divided into many neighborhoods. I think Cuernavaca has, there might be over 100, maybe even over 200. And this is Colonia San Anton, which is famous for where I'm going to now. Let me go in the shade. The Salto de San Anton. This is a waterfall. I'm coming up to it now. I haven't been here since last time I was here. I remember was in November 2019, so almost 3 years ago. I remember that because my good friend Dave was here visiting me, and we came here. And this is the entrance to the waterfall. And so almost 3 years. And this first time I came here was in 2002. 20 years ago was the first time I came here. March 2002. Look at this beautiful, I think that's a bougainvillea tree, the purple. Very nice. So this waterfall is down into this ravine, which I'm walking down now. And very, very nice, lush surroundings, especially at this time of year. We're in the rainy season. Everything is green. There's I think, bougainvilleas. No, those are jacarandas, not bougainvilleas. Those are jacarandas. I don't know too much about plants and flowers. This is a place that, for as long as I've been coming here, which, as I mentioned, is 20 years, has potential to be a really, really, really nice, beautiful, cool place. But it's always been kind of trashy, junky. Nobody maintains it. I don't know who's in charge of maintaining it. Probably looks nicer on camera than in real life. Now, they used to have these puestos here, these stands. People used to sell things, jewelry and snacks and drinks. I haven't seen them there for maybe as long as I've lived here. I think maybe it's been 15, 16 years since people sold things. And so here's the ravine. There's the waterfall there. I'll get closer to it. But see, it looks beautiful, huh? Look at all this this green lush. There's that's bougainvilleas. The bougainvilleas are more of a like a shocking purple. I think the jacarandas are more of a light colored purple, more like a, I don't know. Alright, so I'll continue to go down here. And there used to be bathrooms here. I guess there still are, but I don't even know if they're operational or functional. Try over here. Oh, I think this was the bathroom design. There's the waterfall. La Cascada or El Salto. And nobody comes here. Anytime I've been here, I'm pretty much the only person here. Although I wouldn't expect it during the week that you're going to find anybody. And every kind of level you go down, you get a better view of the waterfall. And this is cool. I've always liked this. I have no idea what this is called, but this kind of rock. Apparently this is, I don't know if this is true. People say that this is like the only place in the world, or one of the only places in the world, where you can see this kind of rock formation. They're kind of shaped like hexagonal, like a pencil. I'll go in this little section here. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's tons of garbage floating in the water and on the shore here, and way, way, way more behind the waterfall. That's all trash back there. So on the surface, it's nice. If you see it in pictures, it looks really nice. But when you get up close, you start to see things that you don't necessarily see in pictures. But it's pretty high. I don't know, from the top to bottom, I'm not sure how many meters that is, but pretty high. Seeing this fallen part of a tree is here. I don't know who's responsible for cleaning that up, if it's the city or, but nobody has. Very cool. And even though it is, yeah, look at all the garbage around. And I was just going to say, even though it is quite dirty and a lot of trash, and it smells, today it doesn't smell too bad, but it's still very nice. Alright, I'll go back up. Back to these rocks, and I'll continue going down. There's some, I don't know where that water comes from, but it's flowing from inside the rock face. Now this has always been, I think this is the first time ever that I've been here that this hasn't been closed. They always had like a gate here, which I hopped sometimes. So I guess I can go behind the waterfall. But a place like this, look at, they got like picnic tables. This should be a place that people come and enjoy a day or come and have a picnic or hang out or something. But like I said, I've never seen anybody here. Alright, so I'm going behind the waterfall now. There's a smaller waterfall over here that's coming from the water that was coming from the rocks inside the rock face that I showed a couple of minutes ago. It's very wet here and probably slippery. This is about as far as you can go. It's nothing to see there. So there it is, either the beautiful or the not so beautiful Salto de San Anton, this is called. And just as I was leaving, I forgot about this, that there's a bridge up there at the top that you can walk across. The entrance is on the street. It's not marked and it's kind of hard to miss. That's why I forgot about it. I haven't been there for years, and I think when I came here in 2019 I didn't do that. But I'll see if I can find that on the way out, and if not, then I'm on to my next stop. I just want to try something quickly. I took a few steps going up and I had a flashback to the first time I came here 20 years ago, March 2002, and I remember at that time I was 32 years old. I'm almost 53 now. I almost couldn't get back up here. I was dying. I was sweating. I had to take breaks just going up these steps now. I was really out of shape, and now that I'm approaching 53, I want to see what it's like to go back up these steps, only for my own vanity. So, this is how it looks. And I'm gonna go. There we go. I got very out of breath doing this 20 years ago. some people. There we go, a little bit out of breath, but nothing like 20 years ago. I had no brakes. Let me see if I can find that bridge that crosses the waterfall. So here is the entrance to that bridge that goes across the waterfall. It just took me 10 seconds to walk here from where I came up just a minute ago at the top. The problem is it's closed up. No entry allowed. So not going there. And I didn't mention, but on the way in, I walked down this. This is a sidewalk. This neighborhood, Colonia San Anton, is known for where people come to buy plants because of, I guess, because of the water and the vegetation. And everything grows here, and you can buy anything that's covering this sidewalk. They're in plants or planters, and you can buy anything you want. Not this tree. The tree is permanent. And then the waterfall is there where that guy's standing. You go down there, and the waterfall is back this way. So that's it for Salto de San Anton. Next stop, I'm sure I'll be in El Centro next. Cuernavaca is made up of, I believe, I want to say 11 of these barrancas or ravines. They flow, they run north-south, and as I said, I think there are 11. And by the way, Cuernavaca is on the side of a mountain, so the north is up high and the south is down low, so it's always easy to get around. If you're going downhill, you're heading south. If you're going uphill, you're heading north. Now, the problem with these 11 or however many barrancas there are is that they divide the city so much, and this is one of only, I think only 2 bridges, at least significant bridges. This is Puente 2000. Well, I'm not sure if it's Puente Cuernavaca. I think this is Puente 2000. And that really connects this side of the barranca, and you can see here, where's there? So that's one side of the barranca over here, and the other side here. And so it makes getting around kind of difficult. For example, where I live in the north. And if you look on a map, if you look at where I live, and if you look at a place like Jimmy's House, which is my favorite burger place, it looks like it's directly very close to the, a little bit to the east of me. Because it is very close if you could go directly, but the problem is I have to go all the way down parallel to the barranca, and then all the way back up in the same direction, actually past my house, but on a different parallel street, just to get to where you're going. So sometimes you have to drive further than it looks like on a map to get to where you're going. Can I do this? Just a second here. Here we go. And here's El Centro right here. I've made it to El Centro, and after all my monkeying around for this video, it took about an hour and 45 minutes, so it took about an extra hour longer. But that is okay. That's my intent, is to show some things. I'm trying to, I've noticed as I've done this, kind of trying to recapture my feeling of I have when I first visited here 20 years ago, and then 19 years ago. I came in 2002, 3, 4, 5, and then moved here in 2006. So I'm kind of doing that. So you can see I'm outside Woolworth. I don't know if anybody knows Woolworth. I remember when I lived in Canada. This is in you have to wear a mask to go in. I don't feel like putting a mask on. So in Canada in the 80s, I think Woolworth might be, I want to say it's English, but it could be American. And it's kind of like a department store. Those ceased to exist in Canada maybe in the late 80s. By the late 80s, I think they were gone. But this one here, it's in this big yellow building. This is the second, not just the second one in Cuernavaca, but the second one in El Centro. There's one, I'll try to show it later. It's just probably a 4, 5, 6 minute walk from here. This building actually was damaged in the earthquake in 2017, September 19th, 2017. This is, by the way, I'm on Avenida Morelos. This is the main avenue in Cuernavaca, at least one of them that goes north-south, that goes right through El Centro. And so I used to drive on this road every day, on this street every day, sometimes twice a day, coming back from work. And saw them building this for a long, long time. And then it opened, and I want to say it was like a week after it opened, the earthquake happened, and this whole building, you'd see cracks along here, so they had to shut it down shortly after it opened. But it's going now. I buy quite a few things at Woolworth. A lot of street vendors here on Morelos. This supermarket, Bodega Aurrera. Pet supplies here. Mochilas, batteries, cables, electronics, speakers, light bulbs, wallets. And in case one pet accessory stand wasn't enough, there's the second one, almost right beside it. And then right beside that, there's a Waldo's. If you're Mexican, you know what Waldo's is. If you don't, it's kind of similar to a dollar store. You can find cheap stuff in there. Some of it pretty good. I also buy a lot of things in Waldo's. Here's a fruteria. This is a good one. Oops, this guy's losing his stuff. I think that's a pomegranate. Sí, no. So I've turned left. That's east from Avenida Morelos, and I'm now on Degollado. For all your hat needs, you can come here. I bought a few of these. If you've seen my videos, you can spot which ones I bought. Before they became trendy, I bought them, and then all of a sudden I saw everybody wearing them, which kind of bothered me. Pretty good store. Nice, big selection. They got nice lighting here. Buenas tardes. Back outside. Stuff like that. This is the kind of stuff you see in Cuernavaca Centro. The chicken stand here, lots and lots of roast chicken places. And it's very loud. Cuernavaca, or Mexico in general, is a very loud place. Traffic, people yelling, music. I mentioned that I was going to be going for lunch as part of my trip today, and now I'm not going here, but I will show. This is going to be very, very interesting, I'm sure. Here's my favorite Chinese restaurant in Cuernavaca. Now, Mexico is not the best for Chinese food. Oops, let me go this way, better light. But this place is my favorite. It's not a buffet. You choose your paquetes. You can either get 1 or 2 or 3 guisados. These are the different guisados, and you get, you know, for an extra 50 cents or so, you get a couple of chicken balls or a couple of egg rolls. And as I mentioned, there's Ruta 6, so that Ruta can drop me off right here. But no Chinese food today at Chef Panda. I'll take a look here. This is Mercado Santos de Guayado, and it's a market, and all they sell is shoes, fake shoes, some more fake than others. Some of them are decent quality, some of them are not so good. I hate this place. Love it because they have really cool shoes, and I kind of like shoes, but hate it because I think I can safely say what percentage. Let's go with 100% of the people that work here are, to be nice, let's say dishonest, or to be more direct, I'll say liars. I've been in here more times than I can remember, and you see a pair of shoes that you're, where's the entrance? The entrance is back here. You see a pair of shoes that you're interested in. Maybe you like this pair, and you say, do you have this in my size? What size are you? I'm size 9 Mexican. Yeah, we have 9. Do you have them in this color, black and white? Yeah, we have them. Oh, cool. How much are they? And they tell you how much they are. They go back, and here's the entrance here. And they come out a couple of minutes later, sometimes longer than a couple of minutes later. Instead of black and white Adidas in size 9 Mexican, they'll have yellow Pumas in size 6 women. And I say, well, I didn't want these. Don't you have the other ones? No, we don't have them. Well, you just told me that you did, and that's what you went to get. No, we don't have them. And I've been through this many times with Lilia, with myself, and that's the way they are. But these look pretty good. I mean, these are obviously kids, but they look like decent quality. And there's no pretense that these are real. Everybody knows they're fake. And you accept it, no problem. I got the fake Yeezy here. Kanye West would maybe not be happy. They're very light. But you can see there's a little bit of a stitching problem. They're incredibly light. It almost feels like I'm holding air. And a few backpacks. And I know through most of Asia, at least Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Thailand, I think Cambodia, maybe Taiwan, they have similar markets, fake shoe markets. I see some stuff I would really like. But I know I'll never get my size and my color. I have big feet. I'm size 11 North American, which is 9 Mexico, which is kind of hard to find in these fake markets.
Chécale, caballero, cómo lo venía buscando.
Gracias, no.
Deportivo, casual. Pregunte, caballero.
Gracias, More Yeezy.
Pregunte, caballero. Siempre te gusta tener los Nike, Adidas, Puma.
Okay, gracias.
¿Algo en particular, caballero, que le guste?
No. Gracias. And you almost don't dare ask the price, because once you show any interest, they're not going to let you go. Maybe it's just as well that they don't have my size, because I would probably have about 117 pairs of shoes in my house instead of the 31 that I have now. And it's pretty big too. It goes down here. This is the first aisle that I came down, and there's a second, third, fourth. Looks like 5 aisles total. Some football cleats, some dress shoes, hiking boots, televisions, electronics here, Blaupunkt.
What's up?
¿Qué tal?
Yeah.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Getting into the electronics section here, I'll get back to shoes. Very nice presentation. Wow, some of these shoes. Am I old, or are these shoes just nuts?
Tengo una de conexión de internet idéntica a esa, pero 132.
Here's more of these wildlife hats.
¿Quieren alguna gorra?
No, gracias. No, gracias, 100 pesos for those hats. It seems they all have more or less the same stuff. I think they all all these puestos, they follow the same template. Buenas. You might find, I guess some different things. And if you're looking for one in one stand, they go to another stand together. I think they're all kind of connected. I seem to be attracted to Nike shoes. They catch my attention. Sí. Nice big one here. Gracias. All right, not sure about that. I guess that's part of the style. Oops. And generally, the people here are not very friendly. They want to sell you something, but they're not really helpful or friendly. Ah, that guy's eating Chinese food, probably from Chef Panda that I just showed. Provecho. Sí, gracias. This place is pro. They got the Jumpman neon sign. Que pro. I looked for those shoes for what I think was an eternity, including at this stand, and they swore they had them. The guy went and came back, and as I mentioned, he came back with like instead of black and white or black and white and red Nike high cut men's size 11, he came back with like yellow and blue, let's say Reebok women's size 5. And these are my current shoes. These are that was kind of like my substitute. That's a Mexican brand of shoes called Panam, which are proper shoes. You buy them in an actual store. Yeezy. Alright, so that's the end of the fake shoe market. I probably saw about maybe 70% of it. Some good stuff. I'll go in I'll try going in my favorite store in Mexico. This is Cuidado con el Perro. My favorite store in the country. If you see me wearing anything other than a band shirt, including this, there's a very, very high possibility that I bought it here, Cuidado con el Perro. I bought shoes here, belts, flip-flops, shorts, pants. It's really cheap, really good quality. And they're all over the country. This one is really good. Some of them are smaller. There's another one here in Cuernavaca at a mall that's not nearly as good as this one. I'll try to go in. For some reason, places here are weird about, they don't want people going in with cameras. I'm not sure why. I'll see if these guys say anything. I'm sure they will. No, maybe not. Maybe because it's a big chain store, they don't say anything. But, and speaking of, I bought this shirt maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I bought that shirt. I'm going to the beach coming up. I have a trip coming up to the beach, so I bought a sleeveless shirt. Let me take a look around. I also did see this a couple of weeks ago, but didn't buy that one. Maybe I will at some point, maybe even today. And these are all officially licensed shirts. These are not bootlegs. These are, if that matters to you, there you go. Girls, girls, girls. A lot of Marvel stuff here all the time, and they kind of go through phases. They'll have Marvel stuff for a while and then switch to Sesame Street stuff and then rock bands. I've bought a Prince shirt here, Scorpions, Judas Priest. Officially licensed also. This is these flip-flops. How much are they? 100 pesos. That's about $5 US. More Marvel stuff. Captain America, Marvel Everywhere Avengers. This is Calle Guerrero. That's where Cuidado con el Perro is. I didn't mention that, but it's Calle Guerrero. And they've kind of changed the street. It was for cars. And then some years ago they closed the street for cars and made it only pedestrians for a pretty short time. And I guess that caused traffic problems, which they didn't anticipate, which should have been obvious because this is a fairly important street here. And so they made it back to car traffic and then pedestrians only outside. And this gets incredibly crowded on weekends, especially Sunday. You almost can't move on here. Those are official shoes. Those are the real thing. That's Tacar.
creo.
Oh no, this shirt that I'm wearing, I bought it here at Optima. I bought like 3 of these Sesame Street shirts. They have a section of t-shirts here, that's where I bought this. Alright, this will be worth checking out. This is Plaza De La Technologia. I've bought many things from here. Some cheap, I'm not sure if they should be trusted, a lot of these people. Let's see if they'll give me shit for going in with the camera. No, surprising. A lot of phone cases, micas.
¿Qué buscabas, amigo? Mica.
It's pretty much 200 stands of people selling all the same stuff. Little accessories, tripods. A lot of people get very, I don't know if what the word is, uptight that I'm a foreigner, or upset or happy, but people love to point out that I'm a foreigner. Like I'm the first one they've ever seen. Which is fine, but some of them are kind of assholes about it, and rude and say stupid things to me. There's another floor below that's more, this is more accessories up here. The bottom floor is more repairs and stuff like that. And I have been ripped off here before, clearly. I bought a phone here once. Alright, back out to Calle Guerrero. I showed the Woolworth earlier. Here's the other one that I mentioned on Calle Guerrero. This one has been here for as long as I've been coming here, 20 years at least. Strange that there's demand enough for, it's funny that Woolworth even still exists, let alone that there's enough demand for 2 within a few blocks of each other. Another legit shoe store, that's all real stuff there. Ah, now here, let me show another one. I have a feeling they're not going to let me in. This is, you can see there's Cuidado con el Perro. Oh, they're looking for a cashier. They sell, this store is called Garcia, another store that I've spent, or bought a lot of things in here. A lot of things over the years. Lily also, we both like it. It's mostly Cuidado con el Perro stuff, but not all. And it's much bigger. I'm sure I'll see that Motley Crue shirt in here, and the AC/DC shirt, and those flip-flops, the Star Wars Jaws stuff, things like that. Busy place. Look at all the people waiting to check out. It's men's on this side and women's on the other side. And back to school stuff in the middle. There's all the Marvel stuff. And yeah, there's the Motley Crue shirts. And there it is on display. $199. That's about 10 bucks US. Oh, and here's AC/DC. At least this one. I don't see the Highway to Hell sleeveless, but there is that one. That's all from Garcia. I mentioned earlier my shoes were from Pan Am. And here's a Pan Am store. I bought quite a few pairs of shoes in this store. I could, I'm not going to go through and show them all, which ones I've got, but I do have quite a number of these ones. Pretty good store, and good selection, and pretty good prices too for what it's worth for official shoes. Panam. I mentioned that I was going to have lunch at my favorite restaurant, which is what I'm going to do now. I've been walking now for, I think 3 or 3.5 hours. I'm ready for lunch, and I'm going to, here I am here. Very hard to find this place if you don't know about it. It's called, let me let this woman pass. It's called La Maga. And it's just this very discreet entrance here. There's no sign for it. And it's an old house, and it's buffet, and it's all homemade, fresh, very un-American. It's not that like Golden Corral heavy, you know, 150 things all deep fried. This is all fresh stuff that they all buy locally. They were closed obviously during the pandemic, and then when they reopened, and it was still all-you-can-eat buffet, but they served it. You can serve yourself. Buenas tardes. Buenas. Aquí en la entrada. Para el buffet. Sí, gracias. This is where I usually sit, beside the vagina. Right there. And it's pretty quiet today. I think maybe they're just, it's almost 2 o'clock. I'm not sure if they're just opening now, or if they opened at 1, but there's not too many people here. Sí, en la esquina. ¿Qué tipo de agua tiene?
Tamarindo y limón con hierbabuena.
Limón, por favor.
¿Lo eres tú?
Sí, sí, con hielo, por favor.
Sí.
So I'll show the buffet. So they've reopened somewhat recently at the buffet, a little bit different style. So here they have like and they change things. They're always going to have rice and beans, but this is some kind of chicken and a green salsa. And that's probably a peanut sauce, that orange one. This looks like some kind of pork spaghetti. Over here, this is really the only fried stuff they got. They got fried bananas, tacos dorados, chimichangas. Those are usually bean and chile, a little spicy, and some milanesa. And other than that, pretty fresh here. Mostly vegetables. Nopales, this is a type of cactus. Edible cactus, chayote, one of my favorites. I love the soy meat. I always have some of that on my plate. Excellent potato salad, little salad bar here with everything. Peanuts, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, lettuce, spinach, and then desserts over here. This is my favorite. This is a mango pudding. It's very cold and fresh. Lots of fruit. I always have lots of grapes and pineapple and mango. Those are my 3. And then they have chocolate cake in there. So I'm going to load up now. I'm not going to show me eating because I've seen people in other videos do that. And I think it's not very nice watching people eat. Kind of gross in some cases. So I'm going to go sit back down and have a drink because I'm really thirsty. Come and get fill my plate up with good stuff. All right, I'm ready to go at La Maga. I got my salad first. And my main stuff, there's the chayote that I mentioned, beans, rice. That stuff that I said was a peanut sauce, I asked the woman, it's a chile morron, so it's like a spicy sauce. It was chicken in the thing, but I used just the sauce for my rice. I got a little chimichanga, taco dorado, and it comes with water. This is lime water, fresh lime water with mint. There we go. Here's a bread expo. Yeah, maybe it's too crowded to walk in here. Let's see. So they've set this up in right in the middle del Centro. Some jewelry. You buy your jewelry here, and then you buy your bread over here. Bread, jewelry, jewelry, bread. And really, the last thing I want to look at or smell after eating at La Maga is more food. So I'm out of the bread area. And by the way, if I didn't mention, I think I didn't at La Maga, the price of that delicious fresh buffet is only 145 pesos, which is a fair price. I think it was 120 before the pandemic, so it's gone up. But that was La Maga. I enjoyed it as always, and I had a big bowl of fruit for dessert. Now I'm in, this is called El Kiosco. All right, there's like this bandstand, and sometimes there are bands that play there. This is notable. It was designed by, I'm not sure if it was just the bandstand or this little plaza here. Was designed by a very famous architect called Gustav Eiffel. Gustav Eiffel designed this. If that name, Gustav Eiffel, if it sounds familiar, it's because that name, Gustav, is a very common name. So maybe that's why you know Gustav Eiffel. And it's all places that sell juices, fruit. They got all kinds of different, well, milkshakes, kind of. I still don't know after all these years what Eskimos are, or Eskimos. Different types of juice combinations. There are 5 or 6 of them. There's one. There's the second one. 3. And even on a Monday, it's still very lively here in Cuernavaca Centro. I lost count. I think this was the 4th one. Fifth. And I think I started here. I don't even remember. Anyway, 5 or 6 of these juice stands. Let's go over here. I'll continue. So across from Kiosco by Gustav Eiffel, there's the Zocalo. If you're a foreigner and you don't know what a Zocalo is, it's the town center or town square. Every city and town of any size in Mexico has one. Usually marked by a church. I think this is one of the rare ones that doesn't have a church in it, but it does have the government building. Cuernavaca is the capital of Morelos state. So this is the state government building. I think it's called Palacio Gobierno, I think. And if you come here on a weekend, this whole square will be packed with people, kids playing, and I mean, there's still some people sitting around a little bit, but this big empty area is packed on weekends. And they sometimes have like exhibitions or expositions, like that bread thing back there. It might be, they might have books here. Sometimes there's live bands or like dance demonstrations. And if there's any doubt as to where you are, there's the answer right there. You're in Cuernavaca. So this is the how it looks. I think Cuernavaca is a pretty nice city. I've lived here, as I've mentioned, several times for 16 years, and I've been to a lot of places in Mexico, small, large, and this is one of the best, maybe the best, El Centro in the country. I like Cuernavaca Centro a lot. I don't think I'm biased. I'm biased in terms of experience, but not in terms of opinion. I just really like coming here. Always have, even when I was a visitor, when I was new living here, and now living here 16 years. I always love coming to El Centro, Cuernavaca. All right, here's something cool coming up. This is Palacio De Cortes. This was the house of Hernan Cortes, the guy who took over Mexico, who conquered Mexico, came from Spain, and this was his house. He lived here in Cuernavaca. This was badly damaged in the earthquake. I mentioned that before. This was, particularly that clock tower is new. That was pretty much destroyed, or irreparable from earthquake damage. That's been almost 5 years. Next month will be the 5-year anniversary of it. It's taken them, or is taking them, because it's still not fixed. That's why they have all this fencing around. That's been there since 2017. And now it's a museum. It's like I think it's called like the regional Cuernavaca. Cuernavaca used to be called Cuernavaca before the this guy, Hernan Cortes, came and took over. And apparently the Spaniards thought that Cuernavaca was too difficult to pronounce, so they renamed it Cuernavaca, which means cow horn. So this Hernan Palacio de Cortes is now the Cuernavaca Regional Museum. This has been closed for 5 years. This is also something cool coming up here. This is a statue of Jose Maria Morelos, for whom this state is named. Morelos State is named after this guy, and it's right beside Palacio de Cortes. And it's got a, what do they call this place? Like a mercado artesanías. It's got all, not all, but mostly handmade stuff here. A lot of silver jewelry. And some crafts inside, hats, clothes, souvenir stuff. This was another place that I always liked coming when I was a tourist, when I visited here, and still like coming here. I was here probably 2 or 3 weeks ago with Lilia. She was looking for something and she did buy something. So it's not too big, but they have a good stuff. I'll take a walk through here. Mostly silver and jewelry kind of at the front in this section, and then at the back it's more t-shirts and souvenir-y stuff. So that's kind of the end of the silver jewelry section, and now we're in the back part of it, and it's this kind of stuff, kind of some little toys, kids toys, simple stuff. I think these are fridge magnets. These are like Mexican brands. This is Sote soap. I think it's a magnet. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Son imanes?
Yeah, imanes, sí.
Ajá, yeah, so they're magnets. Gracias.
Sí. ¿Y el otro banco allá está, hijo?
Acá está.
Ah. Ya espéralo porque no está. No, yo no.
A lot of these places take credit cards, I see. Which is rare. There are gas stations that I've been burned at before who didn't take credit cards. Of course, they tell you that after you fill your tank. Something else that they sell here, I haven't reached them yet, but they, I've always loved Dia de Muertos here in Mexico. I mentioned that earlier at the Pantheon Cemetery. And I love the imagery of it. I love a lot of things about it. And here they've got the Dia de Muertos skulls. They handmade them. They're handmade and hand painted. Sometimes you can see them painting them. They're really cool. I think I'll come to those in a couple of minutes. Very colorful. I should buy that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's like a poncho or a blanket maybe. I'm not sure. It's amazing that they can get the licenses from these teams. Unbelievable.
What's up, man?
Hey.
Gracias.
Mira, para que pongas tus
La pueden preguntar algo que les agrade.
Mira, China.
Gracias.
Mira, China, para que pongas tus anillos. Tus aretes. Ay, ¿qué?
Les puedo grabar algo.
Some tourists in here.
Ay, qué bonitos son los juguetes de madera. Sí,
You can even buy booze. Here's some mezcal. La lotería. Oh, here's the first Dia de Muertos skulls that I've seen. There are some bigger stands that have a lot more. No two are the same. Buenas, gracias.
Oye, ma.
Ah, not too much Dia de Muertos stuff. And maybe it's partially because of the season, but I've seen it at other times of year that was not around Dia de Muertos, but not too much here today. Oh, here's a few more over here, more skulls. They got some small ones here. These ones are, I don't think these are hand painted. They're still cool though. And then the next size, I know that, are they a little bit bigger? Yeah. Two different sizes there. A little bit bigger here. I have one of these in my house.
¿Cuánto estaban? 1050. Como 25. 6 años.
Voy a caminar a este lado,
Plaza de Artesanías is what it's called. You get the idea. Plasalito is the next stop. It's a little bit of everything. It's all fake brands, kind of like the shoe market that I showed earlier, but more than shoes. There's also, kind of probably the stuff you'd expect. I think also a little bit of jewelry, backpacks also, I think video games, t-shirts, shorts. Some foreigners, that's a rare sight. Military gear. Look at this guy. Muchos extranjeros. There's the gaming section. Ah, yes, and how could I forget? Bootleg everything. DVDs, games. Maybe DVDs, not so much anymore. These are all bootleg games. When I moved here, it was DVDs. And porn. Here's the DVDs. It's unbelievable. There's like thousands. Who's buying these? That you can't download them yourself or watch them on Netflix. Man, oh man. Again, there's one telling me I can't take photos.
Jovenazo, nada más que no se puede grabar. ¿Me pueden mostrar?
Sí, claro.
Another one telling me I can't record. I've struggled with that for 16 years. I don't know why people think that they can tell people what they're allowed or not allowed to do in public. Nothing down here. One shoe stand. I'll go out the back here. You can get your nails done. This is all clothes in the back. Oh, I think there's a guy, I don't know if he's there still or if he's open today. He has like metal shirts, bands. I think he's in this aisle. Kind of. No, not really. Oh well. Alright, let me continue.
¿Sí? Aquí también se va a ver. Si no te encuentro aquí, ¿te encuentro allá?
Sí, cualquiera de los dos.
Me compré esa. Esa van a 2 por 1.
That was a small part that I went through. And now I'm outside. It's getting a little bit ugly out. A little chippy. So to me, this is the limit of El Centro. So the market kind of continues on the street. It's really the same stuff, but just outside instead of inside the building where the market is. And so to me, this is El Centro on this side. Well, this street is, but anything on the other side of this is, for me, no longer El Centro. There's a nice doggy. And while I'm here, I'll take a secret route to there's another barber shop. A lot of barber shops around here. You can get your haircut, I think, for around, here's another one here. I think around 40 pesos you can get your haircut. I'll take a little back way into Mercado Adolfo Lopez Mateos. I think it's the biggest market in Cuernavaca. Another barber shop. Another barber shop. And this kind of small hidden entrance leads to Lopez Mateos, the market, the biggest market in Cuernavaca. Another barber shop. I could have done a video just showing all the barber shops in here. These are all, well, not all, but a lot of hiking boots. You go this way to the market, but I'll go this way just a little bit.
¿Qué va a llevar? ¿Qué le vamos a vender? Pásale, pregunten. Gracias.
And this kind of goes back up to the street. All right. Bra. This is the Bra district. You can go that way and there's more. But if you go this way, you're entering the main, still not quite entering, but getting towards the big Lopez Mateos market.
Estas son las largas de
20 pesos la bolsa, 20, 20, 20. 20 pesos la bolsa, la nacida, 20 pesos, 20 la digo de 15 pesos.
I've bought so many fake watches I can't remember. Some quite good, some not good at all. Let me go this way. We're into a different section now. Some food over here. And here a lot of tacos. You can never get away from shoes. Another barber shop. Toys. Tacos. Another barber shop. Tacos, shoes, barbershop, tacos, tacos, barbershop, tacos. You get the idea. So this market, the one I went through, it's almost like a portal to another world. When you come out, you're no longer in El Centro. This is another one of those ravines that I mentioned earlier, and El Centro is on the other side of that ravine. And this is a big congregation of buses. A lot of the buses that go through the city end up here at some point on their route. And I think up here it's a lot of fruit. Go back in.
Buenas tardes. Aprovecha.
Oh, bike shop. Never seen that. Oh, here's another one here. Everything is grouped together.
Pantalón.
Hijos de la vaya buscándola.
Back into the main, or one of the main parts of the indoor in the building. I used to come here a lot. I used to live fairly close to here and walked here, I don't know, at least once a week and bought my food here. ¿Qué es estos?
Se llama rambután. Rambután.
¿Rambután? Qué raro. Never heard of that before.
Es para rejuvenecer eso.
¿Mande?
Es para rejuvenecer.
Ah, sí?
Sí, sí.
Okay. Never heard of that fruit. I'm not even sure I've even seen it before. This is boring for me. This is shoes, but the boring shoes. Leather and more formal.
No, yo estoy aquí.
I'm going to go this way. The fruit and vegetables are over here. It's very nice here, very colorful. It smells nice. There we go. A lot of what you're going to find here is chiles. I think there's something like 300 kinds of chiles in Mexico. I think they sell them all in this market. Something that's always been very puzzling for me is I don't know how this works. So this guy sells tomatoes, this guy sells tomatoes, this guy, and not just tomatoes, everything, garlic, onions, broccoli, carrots, lettuce. I don't know how they can sell enough to, I mean, it seems to me like they have an overabundance of everything. Fruit and vegetables obviously have a limited shelf life, unlike shoes. And it's the same stuff as far as you can see in all directions. Now, obviously, a lot of people come here to buy stuff for if they have a restaurant. These monster carrots. I've never seen a carrot that big. If you have a restaurant or a taqueria, this is where you're coming to buy your stuff. I mean, you can come and just get a head of lettuce for your house, but I think the main thing that people come here for is for wholesale. Just a guess. me go down this way. All right, we're gonna get into the meat section here.
Hey, hey, my friend.
What do you want to show me?
Cámara, cámara.
Las noticias.
Noticias.
Muertes y desnudos.
Sí, desnudos.
Ah. All right, so here's the meat.
Paisano, se va.
This is something called cecina. Cecina, this is a dried, salted, cured beef. That's actually really good. It doesn't look very nice, but it's good. And I'm kind of becoming borderline vegetarian, so some of the stuff is not too appealing. This is tripa, or maybe stomach, pancita. This is a pancita? Yeah, that's pancita. That's cow stomach. I think those are a couple of hearts. Son corazones? Hígado, those are livers. Man, they're big. Patas. The fish section. More cecina. Funky lighting there. It's kind of some orange lighting. Longaniza. I'm not sure what this dry stuff is. These are, I think these are lungs. I think those are cow lungs. Bueno, ¿son pulmones?
Pulmones de res.
Yeah, de res, yeah, those are...
Bofe. Bofe se llama.
Bofe?
Bofe. Ajá.
Ah, okay. Yeah, those are cow lungs. I think he was maybe trying to say beef. So those were cow lungs. And it smells how you can imagine it smells. Now that I think of it, I remember I came here with my parents. The first time my parents came to visit in February 2007. I'll turn the camera around for this little story. My parents came to visit in February 2007, and I brought them here. My mother had to tap out and leave. She couldn't take it, which at the time I thought, come on. But looking at it now, I can see that this is not the nicest place to walk around. And my mother's not vegetarian, but it is not very nice. I think these are hearts. I'm sure. ¿Son corazones? Yeah, those are hearts. Some people want the attention, some people really don't want it. This is blood sausage and intestines, I guess. I think these are all pig parts. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Es salchicha de sangre? Okay, yeah, so it is blood sausage. My days as a meat eater are coming to an end, I think. something called chales. That's what is that? I guess it's like chicharron, like pig skin, but kind of ground up, mashed up. I think that's a specialty here in Morelos. I think they might have insects around here somewhere, or they used to. Ah, here they are. Chapulines. Buenas tardes. Chapulines.
Sí, tenemos humiles también.
Humiles. These are alive. Son vivos?
Sí.
Yeah, these are alive. These are little, I guess like little beetles. Yeah, you can see them crawling around in the bag. I tried those once. That was enough. All right, I think I'll call it a day for this market. I got to go back out the other way, and so I'll take a quick walk back from whence I came. One more thing to look at as it starts to rain. Actually, it's been raining for a while now. Not too bad. This is called La Plazuela, or Las Plazuelas, I think. This is a street, pedestrian-only street that's all bars. Not my personal favorite place. I like the idea of it. It's pretty cool. It's nice. You can see it's like this nice little quiet, for now, quiet street. And I'm going to regret already. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I can hear blaring loud music. Maybe I'll just... let's see, I'll explain. Should be pretty obvious why I don't like it. Can't stand it! It's so horrible. That was a total waste. It's just unbelievably, like, shockingly loud music. And I'm not saying that just because I think the music is shitty, which it is. It's just so loud that you can't, when I've gone here, it's like you can't even talk. You have to scream in the person's ear. And even then, you're lucky if they hear you, and it's just very unpleasant. And also, they always try to rip you off here. They just, I think, have all kinds of scams. So, good concept, good idea, very poor execution. I think I'll make one more stop before I head home. I think this is going to be my last stop. It's almost 4:45, and I've been walking. I left my house around 10:30. Plus it's starting to rain. It's not starting to, it's continuing to rain now. But I thought I would show this because it's right almost where I'm going to catch the bus. This is the Catedral, the Cuernavaca Cathedral. Not these two, these are the small ones. This is the big one, the cathedral up here. This is, I want to say this is the second oldest church in the whole country. It's around, I don't know, let's say 400 years old. I think the oldest one in the country is in Merida. I've been to a couple of times. I just heard a goat. I've been to Merida a couple of times, and I'm going there again in October. I think the one there is the oldest in the country. I do believe this is second oldest. And this also suffered pretty significant damage during the earthquake in 2017. They've just reopened it. I think it was earlier this year that it was reopened. They were working on it for years. And as much as I think religion is stupid, I do hear a goat or a sheep or something. I do like churches. They're pretty cool. In terms of structures, they're pretty cool. They maybe won't let me in with a camera here or a hat. I'll remove my hat and I'll be quiet. There you go. Very nice grounds too. The building itself is nice and the grounds are very well kept. I think the gardener is Jesus. Oh, there's a little cafe over there. Oh, there's the goats. A couple over there. Let me go say hello. They're just standing there. I'm just about home. The day is done. That was, what time is it? Almost 5:30. I left at around 10:30, so almost a 7-hour day. Aside from stopping for lunch for 40 minutes or an hour. That was almost 7 hours of walking. No problem for me. I liked it. And that's the end of the video. That was my walking tour of some of my favorite spots in Cuernavaca and some other spots as well that other people like. To use a portmanteau, tomorrow's my Mexican anniversary. It's a mix of Mexican and anniversary as I enter here. And I hope, I don't know who watched that. I have my dog here, my 2 dogs here waiting for me. Street dogs that spend a lot of time here, and my cat here, who's always happy to see me. Betsy. And so there you go. I don't know who watched this. Probably nobody to the end. I think even my mother wouldn't watch that all the way to the end. But if you got something out of it, if you learned something about Cuernavaca, if you enjoyed it, I guess that's what I was going for, and also it gave me something to do for the day. So thank you to anybody who watched, who spent all that much time watching, and I don't know what else to say. I never know how to end these things. I was just talk, and then I hit a wall. So, but thank you for watching, and what do I say? Stay tuned for more? I don't know. But that's the end. Thanks.